Good morning to you, our friends. I want to welcome you to this discussion that we'll be having this morning. Yeah. So I just want to be sure that you are hearing me. So if you are on the Zoom and you are hearing me, can you just quickly go to the chat and type, yes, I can hear you. So I want to be sure that people are hearing me. And for those who are joining via YouTube, can you just type, yes, I can hear you. Just to be sure that everyone is hearing me. Okay, so for those on Zoom, they can hear me. So thank you so much for those of you on Zoom. And I want to believe that those who are on YouTube can also hear me. Yeah. Okay. Once again, you are welcome. As you will notice, the title of our meeting today is Generational Wealth Creation. We'll be talking about time and chances. Yeah, I have been following the trend of the digital economy for about 3 years now, and I am beginning to take note that it is possible for you and I to benefit from the digital economy. Yeah. On the screen, you will see a palm tree. Yeah, if you look at it from biblical perspective, it says that the righteous will be like the palm tree, that even in their old age, they will be flourishing. So in other words, if you plant a palm tree and you nurture it very well, once it's begin to produce, the truth is that it will continue to produce for the next 50 years or 100 years. Yeah, you will also observe that there is a grape, which some people refer to as vine there. Once, if you have a vine, which is the farm of grapes, it takes about 3 to 5 years to begin to produce. But once it starts producing optimally, if it is well taken care of, it will continue to produce for the next 50 to 100 years. Yeah, so that's probably the mindset we're actually trying to create, so that as we will think of being ready, but at the same time to be able to create wealth for our children and our generation. Yeah. Then there's a clock there. That clock talks about time. There are two things that you need in life. You need information, you need opportunities, but you need it at the right time. So in our second slide, sorry, I just want to put this presentation in okay. So, time and chances. So this is a biblical scripture. It says, I return and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill, but time and chances happeneth to them all. What is the meaning of time? It means getting the right information at the right time. Yeah, if you get information too late or too early, you may not make the best use of them. But when you get an information at the right and appropriate time, then you will be in a position to profit from it. What are chances? Chances are opportunities that comes our way. When opportunity comes our way and it meets with preparedness, then we are able to convert it to success. About 3 years ago, somebody asked me a question. They said, what do you know about TVC? And I said, I don't know anything about TVC. So TVC referred to the billion coin. And so the person asked me that I should go and find out some inquiry about it, that he want to know something about it. So I went to YouTube, to the internet, and I searched Google, I searched about TBC. And invariably, at the end of the day, I found out that it is called the Billionaire Coin. Then they mentioned in the reading that it is a type of a cryptocurrency. Oh, so I took interest in what is cryptocurrency. Then I went to read about it. And as of then, I read about Bitcoin, I read about Ethereum, and some other things. Yeah. And what surprised me was that Bitcoin had been in vogue for about 8 years as of that time. As of that time, I was using internet every day. And yet I was never aware of what Bitcoin was. So I was surprised that, oh, so there could be something that had been trending for about 8 years. And I don't even know anything about it. So I decided to read more about it. And then I read about other form of cryptocurrency and so on and so forth. Crypt just means something that is hidden or secret or not visible, physical. Yeah, but it is there. So they just link it to the word cryptocurrency. So from then I have been reading about it. I've been going to YouTube to do so many things. Yeah. And at this point, I just felt that for people who are very close to me, I want to believe, for those who are listening to me now, you are either my biological relation, that you are my niece, you are my cousin, you are my nephew, or you are my friend, or you are linked to me in one way or the other. Or you may have been invited by somebody who is either a direct relation or a friend of mine. Yeah. So there is a new dimension of economy which is emerging, and it is the digital economy. And I just feel that I should provide information to you as my friend and relation, so that you can go and find out more about it and think of how you may be able to benefit from it. Today, we will not be discussing the house. All I'm just doing is to bring some awareness to you. Yeah, so before we continue, let me make some disclaimer. Yeah, so there are things you need to know. That one, I am not a financial advisor. And by virtue of this meeting, I am not giving a financial advice. What I'm doing is that I am only giving you information on the current technological evolution in the world and its associated digital economy. So I just want you to be aware. Then after that, if you are interested, you are now going to read, you are going to ask questions, and to the best of my knowledge, I will ask your question. Those when I can't answer, I will ask you to go to the internet and I'll find out more about them. So I'm only giving information which I think may help you to take an advantage of the next decade, especially in the context of the economy. And I'm only revealing what I consider to be a secret, which you may not be so much aware of, just because I care for you. Yeah. So a quick ground rule. Definitely, we expect that we should all mute our microphone just to avoid the background discussion. If you're having questions, I want you to write down your questions, or you can post this on the chat, but probably you should write it down. At the end of this discussion, we will give us opportunity to be able to ask our questions. Yeah, I anticipate that this meeting may last about 90 minutes. It may last about probably 1 hour, 30 minutes or less. Yeah, so please, if we're going to make any communication, let's be respectful in our communication. Yeah, for those who may be joining through YouTube, if you have questions, then you can also type it on the YouTube. We will see how to monitor it, and we will try our best to answer your question. So in this meeting, most likely, there will be 3 categories of people. There will be people who have advanced knowledge in the area of our discussions, which is evolving digital technology and digital economy. Yeah, so if you are here and you are so familiar with it, you know so much about it. Yeah, don't worry, don't just ignore what we are doing. What we will expect from you, as you will see from our screen, is that we will expect you to actually contribute to this intention so that the people around you can know more about the evolving digital economy. So there are those who are aware that, okay, they said something there, somebody mentioned Bitcoin, somebody mentioned cryptocurrency, but they are really not doing anything about it. Yeah, so one of the things this meeting will do is to encourage you so that you can give close and deep attention to it. And perhaps if I will be in the position to be able to encourage you so that you begin to do something about it, then definitely my target are actually those who are not aware, those who are unaware about this, so that I can create awareness for you, which will definitely give. I want to give you adequate information which can help you to be able to take a decision, to begin to take a look at the emerging digital economy. And perhaps if I'm able to convince you to take a decision to do something about it, then the purpose of this gathering would have been fulfilled. So here is a news. Let me call it breaking news. Digital economy has come to stay. Embrace it. Okonjo-Iweala, tell the Central Bank of Nigeria. Who is Okonjo-Iweala? Okonjo-Iweala is the current Director General of World Trade Organization. She's the first woman and she's the first African to be appointed Director General of the World Trade Organization. She was a previous Minister of Finance in Nigeria, and by virtue of that, when she was the Minister of Finance, definitely things like the central bank would definitely have been under her control. Recently, the Nigerian government, through its central bank, banned the cryptocurrency. And by virtue of this, Okonjo-Iweala is telling them that you guys are not wise, you guys are not so smart, you have taken a wrong decision. Yeah. So let's go into the news. This is the news in detail. Digital economy has come to stay. Embrace it. Okonjo-Iweala, tell Central Bank of Nigeria. So one thing that I'm telling us now is that there is something that is called digital economy. You may not see it physically, but it is real and it is true. So please take note that digital economy has come to stay. Either you agree with it, either you don't like it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing I can do about it. Even there is nothing the government can do about it. You know, at times when some things happen, you begin to think that, hey, well, how are we behaving like this? A country like America, who is the father and the mother of all economy, did not ban digital economy. Rather, they are putting regulation in place, which will actually encourage their children to benefit maximally from it and to ensure that they are not defrauded in any way or the other. So, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has advised Nigeria Central Bank to embrace digital economy. And I am advising you today, I'm creating an awareness also that you will also embrace digital economy and the opportunities it provides. So there are a lot of opportunities in digital economy, which countries are supposed to be exploiting, but you will see an African country like Nigeria banning it. According to her, digital economy has come to stay. The World Trade Organization Director General, who spoke when she visited the Apex Bank, which is central bank in Abuja on Tuesday, said digital economy provides particularly the young people, the opportunity to move forward in life. So when a country like India says they are banning cryptocurrency, when a country like Nigeria says they are banning cryptocurrency, what they are saying in essence is that they don't want the young people in that country to move forward because they know that it is the young people who have a better understanding of emerging technology and the digital world. So they want to hinder them. They have been hindering us from moving forward in the past. Now that there is a global opportunity for people to benefit from digital economy, they are putting measures in place to hinder the young people by saying that they have banned this or the other. So like I mentioned earlier, she was a former Minister of Finance who ideally would be the one in control of the Central Bank of Nigeria. So why encouraging the Apex Bank to use the opportunities presented by digital economy as a remedy? So there are opportunities in it, economic that are failing. They're supposed to encourage their children, their young ones, to take advantage of the digital economy, which is a global economy, so that as a nation, when their young people begin to benefit from it, they also will benefit from it. But Nigeria said they want to ban it. So it's a war, it's a fight against the young people from coming out of the status quo. It says particularly young people to do the necessary, which is to move forward as to how we are going to create jobs. So in other words, she's linking creation of jobs to the digital economy. When young people are able to take advantage of the digital economy and they have resources in them, then they will be able to provide businesses which will be able to employ other people. So banning digital economy, or which they call cryptocurrency, in other words, it's like saying that the young people should not make progress, and every opportunity which they were able to use to create a job, we are also going to kill it. So the World Trade Organization has what we call trade remedies. So in other words, she's actually referring to the digital world as a type of an economic or trade remedy. That without banning things, what are the things? Cryptocurrency and digital economy. We can be able to protect our industries against dumping. Yeah, because what the CBN governor was saying is that he wants to protect local economy. How can you protect local economy when you are excluding yourself from the global economy? Yeah, so digital economy has come to stay, and people are doing well there. Where? Outside the country. The people there, they are doing well. So why won't you allow your own children to do well? That we need to support our young people. Young people are put it in both here to make use of the digital economy. And perhaps if you receive what I posted on the WhatsApp group yesterday, I wrote there that if we have young children, we should actually encourage them to participate in this meeting because they have a better understanding of the digital world. Yeah, so it's a great opportunity for young people to embrace the digital economy and to profit from it. Okonjo-Iweala emphasized that conversation must start in that direction. Which direction? In the direction of digital economy, which the common man will refer to as cryptocurrency, and also to create industry should not be neglected as it creates more job for the youth. So digital economy is actually creating more job for the youth. Yeah, I'm sure you must have heard about cryptocurrency. So depending on the source of your information, there must have been some information you have had about the blockchain technology, about Bitcoin, or about cryptocurrency. You see, cryptocurrency is an equivalent of shares in a company. It's like Amazon, like Google. It's as if you are buying a share in it. Yeah. So when you buy cryptocurrency, what you are doing is you are actually buying shares of real company, especially if you have somebody to be able to guide you so that you know which one are genuine, which one are not genuine. Yeah, how to go about that. If you make up your mind you want to be part of this group in subsequent discussion, we'll be talking about that. So, but here are possibly some information you may have heard about cryptocurrency and the digital economy. Until otherwise proven, any news that has been given by your national government, like that of Nigeria, is a misinformation. Whatever they say, whatever they put forth at the argument is a misinformation, just to prevent you and your children from benefiting from digital economy. So any information that probably had been given by your national news, your new national news agency, until otherwise proven, is a misinformation. Any information that has been given by your central bank, at least in particular the Central Bank of Nigeria, is a misinformation. And any information which has been given by your national stock exchange, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, Nigeria Stock Exchange, Lagos Stock, or anything they have told you about cryptocurrency, it's a lie, because it's a way of them protecting their own economy. Then, if the information has come from the extremely rich people, maybe like Warren Buffett, and they say, no, it's a scam, it is used by assassins, it's a lie. It's simply because digital economy caught them unaware, and they are looking for every way to suppress it. They have tried in the last 10 years in America to kill it, to kill Bitcoin, but it did not succeed. And I guess one of the secrets why it did not succeed is that Bitcoin does not have a human face. Though the white paper was written by somebody called Satoshi Nakamoto. But the truth is that there is no real human being. So people believe there's probably some group of people who created a Bitcoin, simply because you cannot identify them physically. So you cannot kill them, and therefore you cannot really kill the technology. So as far as me I am concerned, I believe that they are all lies, and they are actually an attempt to keep you poor. Yeah, so please, you have to break out of that by yourself. So this is what I refer to as economic transition. That's my own term. It may not be available in the dictionary or some other thing like that. Yeah. So, but what I want to draw your attention to here is this. Some 200 years ago, which was called the agrarian age, the source of income was in the land. If you have a large portion of land, maybe you are like a chief, you are like the king, then you can sell part of those lands in exchange for money. So you will be able to make money from it. But as of today, I as a person, I don't even have land, so I cannot rent it out. And I want to believe that even most of us were in a similar position. But gradually, from just owning lands, the focus of the economy shifted towards agriculture. So those who are able to use their land to produce foods began to own money, especially those that went into mechanized agriculture. So they were able to make money from agriculture. Thereafter, we went into the era of industrialization, where we begin to have companies that manufacture things. Company that manufactures cars, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Toyota, Suzuki, and the like. I don't have an industry. I don't have any of those ones. I don't even have the skill to go and create a car manufacturing. So I did not benefit from that. My father never benefited from that. My great-grandfather never benefited from that. Yeah. Then from there, we went to the era of technology when computer began to come in. So people like Michael Dell, they started producing computer. People like Bill Gates, they have Microsoft. The late Joe of Apple came up with Mac. Yeah, so they began to produce computer, they began to produce phones, and they were making the money. I don't know how to do any of those things, so I never benefited from that. Then from there, we went to the era of the internet, where e-commerce began. And we began to have things like eBay, we begin to have things like Google, we begin to have things like Facebook, we began to have something like Amazon. So all the millions, the billions, and the trillions were in their hands. Nothing dropped for me and you. Yeah. So, and that's what is going on right now. So, but the purpose of this meeting is to tell us that there is a new economy which is emerging, which Okonjo Iweala referred to as the digital economy. Yeah, I call it the blockchain technology. Yeah, because blockchain, what is referred to as blockchain technology, is the basis, is the foundation upon which this digital economy is going to be built. The ordinary person may call it cryptocurrency because that is the common term. So what I'm doing now is that I am creating an awareness about the next economy so that you can be aware of it and you probably want to do something about it as early as possible. So I don't want it that in 20 years' time, when the thing will have been saturated, you will not have benefited. I didn't benefit from internet because I don't have an e-commerce. I don't have a computer company, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So here are just some questions for us based on what I have just discussed. If you're having an acre of land that you can rent out and collect, where you collect royalty on. Initially, I put type yes, but it's not so needful. You can ask yourself, do I actually have that? Are you having a mechanized farm which is giving you money? I don't have one. Are you having store of gold and silver that worth millions somewhere? I don't have. Maybe you have. If you are having a manufacturing company that produces either Toyota or produce radio and so many of these things that we buy, phone, you are making money from it, you can clap for yourself. I don't have. If you are having an information technology company like YouTube, like WhatsApp, like Facebook, oh, congratulations. Tell yes to yourself. Yeah. So all these things I have mentioned, I don't have. Yeah. So if you are having a smartphone, I want you to say yes or type yes. That you are listening to me now. It means that most likely you are having a smartphone, because the message was communicated via a smartphone, so that you are part of this discussion. Obviously, you have a smartphone. If you have a tablet or you have a computer, these are all the tools you actually need to be part of the digital economy. So with your phone, you can be part of the digital economy. With your tablet or your computer, you can be part of the digital economy. And I want to encourage you actually to be part of it. If you think you are too old, then you encourage your children to be able to be part of it. This is the faces of money. This is the faces of money. Transaction started with barter trade. If you have rice, you give me your rice and I give you my fish. So it started as barter trade. From there, it went to the use of primitive money, like cowries. Yeah, so people were using cowries to measure, they were using it as a medium of exchange to measure the worth of the item. So they give you cowries in exchange, but those cowries were so heavy that invariably things shifted to the use of silver, gold. Yeah, you can remember in the days of Jesus, they were paying in silver and in gold and in talent and all those things. Yeah. Then from there, we went to government money. I will come back to the gold later, probably in the next slide. We went back to government's money, government-based money, government-based economy, where the government and the people who meet the government, they are in charge of money. They print the paper, even though there is no commodity backing them up. They print it, they carry it to their own house and lock it up and tell you that you need to do some structural adjustment program, like one of the nations did many years ago. As the people were suffering, the president was just bagging the money and was just taking it. Yeah, use the banking system. If you go to the bank, you want to take a loan, we put an interest 15 to 25% interest. If immediately after you collect the money, if you give the money back to them, I say, I want you to save it, they tell you that your interest is going to be 2%, 4% when they collected 25% from the loan you took. Yeah, so it's just a way of putting the common man and keeping you poor. Yeah, so now the trend of money is digital. It's based on mathematical algorithm. And that is why things like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, you will know all those things later. If you choose to follow, you will know all those things later. It's changing. So people are fed up with the digital money. They know that there's a lot of fake things about it, how government is manipulating a lot of things and try to take the wealth away from the people. Yeah, so this emerging technology is actually giving opportunity to everybody to be able to participate in the global economy. I just want to show you this. This is what is called the Gold Reserve Act of 1933. In 1933, the government of America enacted a law which they call the Gold Reserve Act. And what does the Gold Reserve Act say? It says that a common man, an ordinary person like you and me, cannot owe gold, cannot store gold in their house, and cannot sell gold in the public. So in other words, the government and the people who made up the government They bought up all the goods through their companies and every of those things, and they took away all the gold from the ordinary people. Immediately, the law was passed, and they collected those gold. The price of gold jumped from $20.6 to $35. So even though by mere enacting the law without doing anything, they were already making a profit. This is the Diamond Act of one of the countries. I'm sure one of you is in this country that's listening to me. What was the purpose of this Diamond Act? Is to dictate who can own diamond or not. So this Diamond Act actually reads that an ordinary person like you and I cannot own gold, cannot own diamond. If you have a raw diamond, you cannot sell it. And the who and who, they have continued with this law by saying that you cannot sell a raw diamond. So even if a diamond falls from heaven and you discover it and you pick it, if you want to go and sell it, you cannot go to sell it in the open market, just because some people have put some law in place to prevent you and I from benefiting. Yeah, so when the digital currency world was emerging, they did so. They made various efforts to kill Bitcoin, to kill the digital economy. But in the last 10 years, they have not been able to do that. So as of today, they have agreed that the digital world, the digital economy have come to stay. There's not anybody can do against it. So now they are all scrapping and do everything to be part of this. Yeah. On this slide, I just want to tell you how big the digital market is. We call it the global market cap for digital economy or cryptocurrency. At the beginning, in 2013, there was nothing called digital economy. So it was zero. Between 2013 and 2021, which is just, that's about 8 years, the digital economy has grown to 1.8 trillion, approximately $1.9 trillion. So this image was captured yesterday. So as of today, the digital economy is as big as $1.9 trillion. So if I should ask you a question, what fraction of this are you on? Probably none. So my purpose of just having this meeting is so that I want to bring that to your consciousness and you begin to think and plan of how to be part of the digital economy so that we can begin to profit from it. I want to assure you that in the next 2-3 years, this is going to double. So in 3 years' time, we'll probably be talking about 3 to 4 trillion. Yeah, so you can still be part of it. It is just starting. Yeah. So this is what is referred to as the stages of technological adoption. When a new technology emerges, how do people respond to it? So the way people respond to it are in 5 phases. So number 1, we have the people that are referred to as the innovators. These are the people who comes up with the idea, hey, this thing is possible. Can it be possible? Yes, it is possible. And I'm going to do something about it. And they actually make up their mind to do something about it. So they begin to put in their scientific knowledge. The computer scientists, the computer expert, the mathematician, the engineers, the physicists, the chemists, they begin to do something about it. So they are the innovators, they are the creators. They bring up the idea. It may fail initially, but they go back to the drawing board to do something about it. So they are the originator. So from there, we now go to what is called the early adopters. The early adopters. These are people who are ready to take the risk. Say, hey, whatever it is, I am going to be part of it. You know, somebody like me, probably one of the last person to have a Facebook account. And what is it that made me to have a Facebook account? I wanted to get in touch with somebody. And so I have to go and search for the person on Facebook. Yeah. So when it comes to the issue of Facebook, I was not one of the early adopters. Even though I have the account now, I don't even go there. Yeah, so that is it. But interestingly, when Telegram came, I started using Telegram very early. Why? Because Telegram became a platform where a lot of discussion was going on and information were made available about this digital economy which we are talking about today. So as of today, now that I'm talking with you, we are still in the early phase of the digital economy. So we are at the beginning of this light green. So I am bringing the information to you at the beginning of this light green so that you can think about it and be part of it. So it is still very, very early. Regulations are being put in place. Perfections are being put in place. People still have and all this. So security measures are being put in place as of this time. So this is the early adoption phase. And if you join in right now, if your children join in right now, then you will be able to ride on this curve, which is called parabolic curve, till you get to the peak of it. So we are in the early phase. Don't tell me that the price of Bitcoin is $59, $59,000. I can't buy it. You don't need to buy a Bitcoin. Just go and buy what is referred to as Satoshi, which is the baby of a Bitcoin, like the cents of Bitcoin. So you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin. I don't even have the money to buy a Bitcoin, but I am going to buy 0.000000. I'm going to buy 100 rands. I'm going to buy $10 of Bitcoin and leave it there. And in just a matter of time, it will begin to grow. So we are at the beginning of it. This is just like the 1990 of the internet, where the internet is not even available. You have to go to a cyber cafe to go and send an email. I was telling somebody that the first email I sent, I went to a cafe to send it. It cost me about maybe about close to like $10 then to send a single email. Yeah, okay, maybe about $5 to send a single email. Unfortunately, the email address was wrong. So it was a delivery failure. To see how wicked human beings could be. Do you know what happened? The company called me that your message, you are having a message, and that message was a delivery failure. So I went back to pay another $5 to receive the email. So they printed it for me just to find out that it was a delivery failure. So that was how it started. But today I have access to the full internet and I can send email even on my phone at any time. So we are at that phase now. And that's why I'm creating this awareness so that you can be part of it as part of the early adopters. Some will end up being majority adopters. Majority adopters, yeah, they will still benefit from it, but their benefit will not be as much as early adopters. What I don't want is that I don't want you to be a conservative. I don't want you to be a late majority. And I don't want you to be a laggard, people who never benefit from anything. Even today, that nobody is posting letter by post office, they are still posting letter by post office. They don't even know how to send an email. So please, I don't want you to be part of that. So can this be true? This is JP Morgan. JP Morgan is one of the biggest banks in America. 3 years ago, JP Morgan was calling Bitcoin a fraud. They were calling Bitcoin scam. Interestingly, what they were trying to do is that they were trying to discourage people who are owing Bitcoin to dump it so that they can mop it up, so that they can buy it. Now that they have succeeded in doing that, what is it that is happening? Let me show you something. JP Morgan sent an email, a private letter to their customers. For you to be able to open a private account in JP Morgan, you need to deposit a minimum of 10 million US dollar. So last week, they actually sent a private email to their customers whose minimum balance in their account was 10 million US dollar as of that time. And so I want to read the private letter to you. Yeah, there's one of the websites that was able to get the details of what is in the letter. So I just want to read it to you. The report, which was produced in February and obtained by CoinDesk. CoinDesk is one of the places you can go to get a lot of information about the digital world of cryptocurrency. On Friday, which is last week Friday, has been distributed to clients of JP Morgan's private bank, which requires a minimum balance of 10 million to open an account. What did they communicate to people? That the report broke down how Bitcoin, which 4 years ago the same bank was calling a scam, how Bitcoin could be valued, applying 3 different metrics, including the number of users, the value of gold, and the global money supply. The global money supply is in trillions, maybe quintillions, or when you put all the global money together. So what they told their customers is this, that if we apply a version of the Metcalfe law, those are laws they talk about in economics, that Bitcoin value is proportional to the square of the number of users. So the higher the number of people that uses Bitcoin, the higher the value would be. And this number is increasing every day. Either you like it or not, in 10 years' time, you that is listening to me, you are going to use Bitcoin. If you want to send money to your children, you are going to use Bitcoin to send it. If you want to buy a phone from Amazon, you are going to use it. If you want to buy something from Takealot, you are going to use it. So it's a matter of time, you will use Bitcoin. Now, generally, when things like this emerge, most of the time, Christians are very, very careful. Some of them will be saying maybe it's a deception of Satan, and so on and so forth, and they don't want to be part of this. No. The Bible says that at the latter days, knowledge will increase. As knowledge increases, please benefit from it. So the higher the number of people that uses Bitcoin, the higher the value of Bitcoin will be. Because the total number of Bitcoin is fixed, is limited, it's only 21 million. It cannot be increased. As of today that I'm talking with you, it is estimated that there are about 52 million millionaires in the world. 52 million millionaires. That's millionaires in dollars, not in your local currency. Yeah. So if all the globally recognized millionaires, if all of them are to buy Bitcoin and they are to share it equally, what it means that each one of them will only be able to get about 0.5 Bitcoin. So as of today, you can still buy 0.01 Bitcoin. 0.01 Bitcoin costs about $500 US. If that is all you can do, you do it gradually, and at the end of 2-3 years, you are able to invest just only $500 into Bitcoin. In 10 years' time, in 5 years' time, it will be a lot of asset. So you will see later, just to discover that people who are owning physical gold, they are dumping it right now so that they can pick up a Bitcoin, which they refer to as digital gold. Okay, so already the value of Bitcoin has already exceeded their projection. Then, number 2 in the letter, they wrote that if applying the current value of gold to the maximum supply of Bitcoin, which is 21 million, that the value of Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, is a matter of time, will be valued at 450,000. As of today, it's still about 54, 56,000. So in other words, if you buy a $10, a $1 Bitcoin today, this bank is projecting that they can guarantee you with time that your $1 will become $10. That your 1 naira will become 10 naira. That your 1 rand will become 10 rand, and so on. And so you can apply your local currency from wherever you are listening to me. There's an Australian dollar, there's a Canadian dollar, and so on and so forth. Now, they said that if we should apply the global value of money to Bitcoin's maximum supply, it's a matter of time. 1 Bitcoin will become 1.9 million. So even though if you cannot buy 1 Bitcoin, if all you can do, go and withdraw your savings from the bank, and you buy 0.1 Bitcoin, you can be sure that in the next probably 10 years, it's going to be close to 0.1 or 0.2 million. I think if I have that, I would consider myself fine, at least having that share of the digital economy. Grayscale. When we come to the issue of what is called futures, there are Future is an economic term. Yeah, it's an economic term. And Grayscale is the leader in the world. It's the leader in the world. It's like you put your money there, they use it to buy some things and keep it for you as a retirement benefit and some other thing. Grayscale is number one. So as of now, we are talking about institutional adoption of cryptocurrency. What am I saying? Cryptocurrency is no longer a scam. The presidents are now buying it. The ministers are now buying it. Yeah. So just last week, Grayscale increased their portfolio of digital currency by adding additional 5 shares or 5 coins or 5 tokens, which is the basic attention token, the Chainlink, Decentraland, Filecoin, and LifePay. Immediately they announced that they bought this coin. The price of all these 5 coins jumped up, almost double. So even if you are telling me that, oh, I want to be part of this, I don't know what to buy, I will advise you, go and look for these 5 and just buy it and you'll be fine. So be proud to now, they have been holding some others which focus mainly on the Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and some Litecoin and some other. So any of these coins here, is about 8 of them or 9 of them, that Grayscale have put heavy money on. If you put your own money into it, you will never be wrong. Yeah. So as part of institutional adoption, this is a description on the website of a Grayscale. If you go to the website of Grayscale, this is the welcoming message you are going to receive. They welcome you with this message that in this next wave of the digital revolution, digital currency are emerging as what many believe to be the greatest innovation since the advent of the internet. What is it that makes it the greatest innovation? It's simply because it gives opportunity to everybody, irrespective of their status, to be able to participate. When I was talking about gold the other time, I said I would tell you something. There is a campaign which is going on right now among the who is who in the world. They are calling it the Drop Gold campaign. What does it mean? The gold they have kept, that if the world collapses, they will still have money. Some of them actually have started selling those gold and they are using it to buy digital currency. So they are selling their gold and they are buying Bitcoin. High net worth people in digital economy. Elon Musk, according to Forbes rating, is the richest man on earth as of today. Forget it, we have those who will never disclose what they are having. Elon Musk as a person invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin about 6 to 8 weeks ago. Can you imagine that? The richest man says, you this money, you are not useful inside the bank, I'm going to dump you inside Bitcoin. Between the time he put the money into Bitcoin and now, the value has rose to 2 billion. Yeah, so I just want to imagine what Elon Musk will worth in 10 years' time. Don't just imagine it. Don't just imagine it. So when he did that, even his company, Tesla, also decided to put about $1 billion of their savings in the bank into Bitcoin. So if Elon Musk can put his savings into Bitcoin, if Tesla can put their savings into Bitcoin, I think I am going to put my own savings also into Bitcoin. Michael Saylor owns a business called MicroStrategy. It's a big technology company. Most of their savings, they have actually withdrawn it and they are putting it into digital economy. So you may ask me, if I want to participate in this digital economy, what do I need? The truth is this: you need an email address. And my advice will be that you should open up a new email address, which you will dedicate solely for the digital economy world. You need an internet interface. What I mean is that something which you will use to interact with the internet. So you need a smartphone, you need a tablet or a computer. So that you are hearing me right now, it means you have one of these things. Then you will need what we refer to as cryptocurrency exchanges. They are there all over the world. There are probably about maybe about 350 of them, which you can use. So they are the platform that help you to convert your money from the what we call fiat, like rands, like dollar, to the digital format. So in a place like Nigeria, what CBN have done is to block people from converting their physical money into a digital currency, because the economy there is failing. Inflation is rising everywhere. Country like Turkey, country like Venezuela, immediately people collect their salary. The first thing they do is they just convert it into digital currency, and they begin to spend from there, because they can wake up tomorrow morning and the inflation will have gone up, like what we experienced in Zimbabwe sometimes ago. So these are examples. Yeah, there are so many. There is one that is in your country. We can always search it out on Google. You can just go to Google and say top cryptocurrency exchanges in my country, in Nigeria, in America, and all those things. And they will bring out some of these things. So these are the top ones. We have things like Luno, we have OKX Exchange. Binance is the biggest all over the world. At one time or the other, if you want to go deep into this issue, you will need to interact with Binance. Coinbase is the American reference. It's registered in America. Val is available in South Africa. CoinDirect is available in South Africa. Luno is available in South Africa. And I want to believe people in places like Nigeria, Lesotho, they should be able to find out. We can work together to do that. So we also need what we call wallets. There are two types of wallets. We have what we call a hard wallet. We have what we call a soft wallet. Initially, you will need soft wallet. And most of these exchanges will actually create a wallet for you, so that even when you begin to buy these things, when you begin to buy them, it's like you're saving your money to the bank, and you can save it in some of this one. So definitely, where cryptocurrency has not been banned, you will need a bank account, which you can just use to transfer your money to the exchange. Yeah. So I could just log into my account now and just transfer some money to Luno. And when they enter into the Luno wallet, I just convert it to Bitcoin, and it is there. Yeah. So this what we call cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, like I mentioned earlier, they are actually equivalent of shares of company. So that one, I want us to understand that it's not an air money. The Central Bank of Nigeria director and CBN governor said it is air money. How do people deal with air money? Can you imagine the level of a central bank governor? It is not air money. It is the shares of company, like the shares of Amazon. You know, at times I receive these funny things. Oh, supposing you bought 1,000 units of dollars of worth of shares in Amazon, in Apple. Today, it will make 10 million. When Apple was starting, where am I going to know about it? I don't know anything about it. Even if I know about it and I want to invest, do you know that as of that time, the law of America prevents you as an ordinary man from becoming a venture capitalist? Those are terms we will talk about later as we continue. Even if you are having the money, there are laws in countries like America that say ordinary people cannot invest in some investment, because this is a risky investment. Like they will tell you, digital economy is a risky investment. And if you invest in them, you may lose your money. And if you lose your money, you will not have food to eat. You will not have house to live in. And you will become a liability to the government of America. So the government is protecting you. Absolute lie. It is to keep you poor and to keep the rich rich. Yeah. So for those of you who lives in a country like Nigeria and perhaps say, oh, the banks will not allow us to, don't mind the banks. There's what is called peer-to-peer. The economy has so advanced. So with exchange like Binance, you can do what is called peer-to-peer. The Binance will become your escrow. You guys, you exchange your money for whatever currency you want, and you can trade it, you can save it, you can invest it, and it can earn interest, and so on and so forth. So definitely we know that money is a tool of investment. Yeah. So in other words, what we are saying is that there's a new platform of investment, which is the digital economy, and we can do it as early as possible. So even if all you can do is to invest $10 in a month, look for the equivalent of $10 in your own crypto, in your own country. Yeah, I guess maybe in a country like Nigeria, $10 will be maybe about 5,000 naira. Yeah, I'm sure you can afford an average person. Listen to me. can afford 5,000 naira, because the phone you are using to watch me right now is more than 5,000 naira. So if you do that every month and you just put it, don't worry about the price of Bitcoin. Just put that 5,000 there. You will discover that at the end of 3-4 years, you will have a good investment. Yeah. So in South Africa, it's about 10. It's about 160 rands. That is less than the amount of money you used to buy pizza and KFC and all those stuff. Yeah. So once again, I have not pretended to be a financial advisor. And by the way, I have not given you any financial advice. I've only given you information on current technological evolution that you may not be aware of. I've only given you information that I think will help you to take advantage of the next decade. We are preparing for the next 20 years by this, our discussion. So I'm actually introducing you to what will be happening in the next 20 years so that you become part of the people who will benefit from it early. I've only revealed to you what I consider to be secret. Someone may want to research further. So you have your own responsibility to research further about these things. If you have inquiries, I'm available to guide you on how to go about this thing. Yeah. So, but definitely you have to do your own research because it's your own responsibility. Your investment are your own responsibility. Anybody who does not invest in life will be poor. Yeah. So please, investment is a basic part of life, and the Bible encourages it. And actually, the recommendation of the Bible, according to Ecclesiastes, is that you should have 8 streams of income. You should have minimum of 8 investments. So if you are not having an average of 8 investments, you are actually not obeying the Bible. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind the distractions from the background. Yeah. So some useful information. I get information from people who are well versed in this emerging technology, emerging economy, and every day, every week, at least I watch like a 12 to 20 minutes YouTube on cryptocurrency and things like that. Yeah. So these are the top YouTubers I follow. I follow Guy of Coinburo. If you type Guy Coinburo, you will see him. So I listen to him. In fact, just some few weeks ago, I subscribed to his email. Every Sunday, he sends out an email which summarizes what has happened in the past 1 week. It's a very, very useful one. I listen to Sheldon Evans. I can tell you, any information Sheldon Evans gives you, please don't joke with it. Once he finishes his video and says this shares or this token and this token, in the next 24 hours, they become trending account. I listen to Elliott Trade. Yeah, Elliott Trade give a lot of detailed analysis and so on. I listen to Chico Crypto. Chico Crypto give you a lot of information. And just in the last few days, I've started listening to Altcoin Daily. Yeah, so I'm not saying you should listen to all of them. Altcoin Daily release a 15 to 20 minutes information every day about the digital world. So you can Google for them and you can follow them on YouTube. Yeah. You need Twitter. Informations are shared very early on Twitter, so you need Twitter. I follow a few people on Twitter, so don't mind me. You see, I am becoming an early adopter of digital evolution now. If you can, somebody like me can have a Twitter account and I can have a Telegram account, then I am a completely new person. Those are things I would not do some years ago. So these are the top guys I follow on Twitter. There is what is called the Spectre Group. It's a high-level research group on digital world. Any information they give you is sure. So please, if you want to follow people, I would say you should follow these people. I follow all of them, and I will encourage you to follow them. Then Telegram groups. Yeah, Telegram groups. These are the top Telegram groups I follow. Yeah. So Spectre Group on the Twitter and Spectre Group on the is the same. Yeah. So then Donning Big Bags. If Donning Big Bags give you an information, please don't ever ignore it. Then we have the Gem Hunters and we have Coin Vision Street. Yeah. Actually, Coin Vision Street is the first Telegram group I joined. And I do get a lot of, you see a lot of discussion going on there in the background. They can tell you of things, all of this Telegram group, they will tell you about companies that want to launch their shares and so on and so forth. Yeah. So thank you so much for being part of this meeting. Moving forward, the WhatsApp group, which initially I used to invite you. I hope that probably in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to dissolve it. But before then, I want to believe that the link for the recording of today will be available. There are a lot of people that reach out to me and say that they are already engaged for this morning and they will not be able to join. And they definitely requested that we should make a recording of it. And so we are doing the recording. So I will put this link into the WhatsApp group so that others can see it. Then I have created a Telegram group, which is GWC. So if you have a Telegram and you just go to search and you type GWC, you should be able to see it. So you can just join it. And I will also post the link to this, the invitation link to this Telegram group. I'm also going to put it on the group. Then once it is there, after about 2 weeks, I'm going to dissolve that. Yeah, so hopefully whoever is interested can now follow with the Telegram group. Yeah, so since also this is on the YouTube, I think we will allow it to be on YouTube for some times because for it to be removed. So, so I want to thank you so much. Yeah, I want to assure you of some things that I will not do. Throughout this journey, I am not going to ask you for money on this information giving platform. Yeah. So I want to believe that some of you know me and you should know my integrity and the type of person I am. So at no time am I going to ask you to do anything in exchange for money. And definitely I want to promise you that I'm not going to take any advantage of you. So I want to appreciate you for the trust and the confidence you have in me to be able to listen to me this morning. And I want to believe that I have not wasted your time. I want to thank you for the data which you have used to join and to listen, because you have definitely used your data to watch a great movie. Yeah, but you have decided to use it to listen to me. So I want to thank you for the trust and confidence you have in me. When I created the group, a lot of people were leaving. Yeah, even people who are biological relations, they were just leaving. Yeah, maybe they thought that my phone was scam. But I felt that if they thought that my phone was hacked, what they should do would have been to contact me and to ask me about some of those things. So I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. For those of you who want to make up your mind, definitely you will receive the Telegram invitation link and you can join. So this time around, I am not the one putting your name in the group. You are actually the one joining the group. And I can tell you, I want to reassure you, you will never regret listening to this information today. Time and chances happen to them. So the chance is that there is a new economy that is emerging. And the timing is that this information is coming to you at the early adoption phase. So thank you so much for listening. At this point, I'm going to check the chat if there are things that have been put there. Yeah. So then at this point, you can raise up your hands. You can raise up your hands and we will unmute you if you are having any questions, or you can also type the question. Perhaps you are on the YouTube. You may also type your questions on the YouTube chat, and we will monitor it and we will respond to it. So thank you. Please, if you're having questions, you can raise up your hands. And yeah. Don't forget, I have not mentioned about the how of these things. It's after you have made up your mind that you want to learn about the emerging technology or the emerging economy that we've done. Yeah, after you have done your research, that we will now be talking about the how. Thank you so much for listening. So I'm waiting for your questions. You can raise up your hand if you're on Zoom. And, okay. Let's see. I'm not seeing the chats. The chat is hiding here. Yeah. Okay. So please feel free to raise up your hands, and we will unmute you. Yeah, so Adeniola, thank you. Arthur Oame, thank you for your participation. Ayo, thank you. Bayo Emmanuel, thank you. Esther, thank you. Galaxy Grand Prime, thank you. Grace, thank you. iPad, thank you. John Moroke, thank you. Justice Masedi, thank you. Lebu, thank you. Mokwena, Mpolo, Palesa, Pastor Yundoye, thank you for joining. Yeah, and then Sheyi Fumi, Adebi, thank you. Tumelo, thank you. Susimi, thank you. My big brother, Johanna Imeya, thank you so much for your participation. And to those of you that have joined us through YouTube, I want to thank you also. Okay, so okay, so let me see, there's something here. Oh, I don't have a question, Daddy. I am just grateful for being part of this. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. So please, if you're having questions, feel free to ask your questions. You can, I think we should be able to unmute you if you raise up your hands. Yeah. So I never had the opportunity of investing in Amazon, but today, as we're talking, through the digital economy, I know how to log into the blockchain technology to go and buy Amazon shares, to go and buy Tesla shares now. If I want to buy it through America, they won't sell it for me. They'll say you are not an American. So the digital economy is making it possible. So you can buy Tesla shares now on the blockchain, and you can buy Google's shares on the blockchains, and so on and so forth. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so please, I want to believe that you should be able to unmute yourself. Yeah, please, I think you should be able to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Yeah. Or you can type in the chat box. Yeah. So we will monitor YouTube, and if there's anyone there, we will also we'll check on that. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
So, in the absence of questions, I want to believe that.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Somebody is speaking, Dr. Akintade.
Hello. Hello. Hello, doctor.
Dr. Akintade.
Hello.
Dr. Akintade. Dr.
Hello?
Akintade.
Hello. Hello, doctor.
Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I think you can hear me. Let's start with Ndade Oame. Yeah, Ndade, Johanna, how are you?
I was just notifying you that someone wants to speak.
Oh, thank you so much. You can speak, Johanna. Please go ahead. Hello, Johanna.
Okay. Yes, I'm on. Thank you. Now, I wanted to observe that, or to ask, in a country like Nigeria, where the central bank is having issues with this, now, wouldn't it be considered by any means illegal or whatever now for Nigerians trying to embark on this? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Did you get my question?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I want to believe that very soon this issue will be over, because the Director General of the World Trade Organization, which is the apex organization when it comes to global economy, had tutored them and had advised them that there's a microphone where I want to advise them, and I want to believe they will take heed to that advice. Okay. 2, don't forget that other countries will respond to the advice of the Director General of the World Trade Organization. So if her home country fails to do that, then that will be very, very funny. It will be very, very funny. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Then, sorry, there is some echo there. I don't know why it is happening. The other thing is that if for any reason the system that have been keeping you poor, that have been denying you opportunities to succeed, to excel, don't forget that they have access to public money and they steal it. They pick it at will. So if those systems want to continue to express you from being part of a global economy and to benefit from it, you can use other means and other platforms. They are not illegal. Peer-to-peer businesses, it's like barter trade, where we started from. It is not an illegal thing, it's a legal thing. Escrow system is a legal thing, and you can use it. You can use your credit cards to do some of these things. There are exchanges that will accept your credit card. Yeah. So they are not, it's not an illegal thing, they are normal thing. Yeah, thank you. The details of how to go about that, we can always go through it. It's a legal way of transaction.
Thank you very much, please. Thank you.
Okay. Galaxy A51, please, you can ask your question. Sorry, just a minute. Yeah, just hold on for me. Can you go ahead with your question, please? I'm waiting for your question. I can't hear you. Okay, Mrs. Abimbola, please, you can go ahead with your question. Please go ahead with your question, Mr. Abimbola. Or you can type it out. Okay. To see me, that should be Kenneth. Please, you can go ahead. Yeah, just unmute yourself and go ahead to speak.
Thank you very much, sir, for this opportunity. My question is, hello, sir? Hello? Hello, sir?
Hello, yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir, for this opportunity, and this meeting has been wonderful. My question is, to get more information, we should research, we should open up on those websites which you gave us.
Just hold on for me. Just hold on for me. Sorry, there are some voice issues. Okay, so Kenneth, I'm hearing you.
Thank you very much, sir. My question is, the information you are giving and to research more, we should go on the websites you gave in the group you talked about, the people you talked about. That's how we should get more information.
Yes. Yeah. You know, at times you just want your information to be corroborated, to be confirmed. It's going to be your decision. And as much as possible, you don't want to say, oh, somebody, it was this doctor who is not even an accountant that misled me. Yeah. So, but on how to guide you, there will be definitely subsequent meetings on how to guide people. Mr. Viola, please, I'm waiting for you. Sabimbola. Okay, it's like your mind is not showing. Yeah. So Galaxy A51, you can ask your question. Okay. Oh, I guess that's Mr. Abimbola. As of now, we can't see your microphone. Maybe you are not even hearing us. So I want to assume maybe you should re-log in. Just leave the meeting and come back to the meeting. Yeah. Okay, well, I think she will be able to ask her questions as a personal question later. I will reach out to her at the end of this meeting. Yeah. So I want to believe we can bring this meeting to a close. So once again, I want to thank you for being part of this opportunity. Okay, so let me check the chat. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, please. Okay. So I've sent a message that she should re-log in, and if she re-log in, definitely she should leave the meeting and re-log in. And if she does that, she should be able to hear us. Yeah. So the recordings of this meeting will be available as soon as Zoom releases it. We're going to post the link on the current WhatsApp group. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So. Yes, an illiterate definitely can participate. That the literate is coming up with this question that can I participate? It means you are literate. Don't forget that literacy is not only the white man definition. And if the illiterate actually have children, yeah, the children become a vehicle through which they can participate. So everybody can participate. You know, something interesting happened. About what somebody you want to describe as this. When Nigerian government banned Bitcoin, so there was an elderly person who spoke with his younger brother. He said, "Hey, what is this thing they call Bitcoin? I'm hearing that government has banned Bitcoin. Government has banned Bitcoin. Government has banned. What is it?" So his younger brother explained to him that this is what is called Bitcoin and so on and so forth. Oh, so that's it? Yeah. That means that it must be a good thing if government can ban it. You know what the man did? The man went to raise $1,000 and gave it to his younger brother. So yeah, help me to put it in Bitcoin. Help me to put it in Bitcoin, yeah. So even though he may not be computer literate, but he has economic literacy, and he was able to take an informed decision about it. Yeah. Definitely, it may be faster for the children of the digital world, the millennium children, to be able to do it faster. And yeah, that's why, if you can remember initially, I put it there that if you have younger children, yeah, you should actually invite them to participate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Bimbala. I will reach out to her in person and find out what was her question. Yeah, so dear friends and colleagues, I think we should drop a curtain to this. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Pastor Ame. Oh, Pastor Ame, please go ahead with your question. Please unmute and go ahead. Pastor Ame, please go ahead.
Praise the Lord. Sorry. I just want
Hallelujah.
I just wanted to encourage us that based on the historical analysis, what I've discovered about the world entirely is that things move in circles. And if they can ban gold and diamond so that they can corner it, if JP Morgan can call this a fraud 3 years ago, and now they are making money out of it, simple wisdom teaches that we need to jump on the train while it is still waiting for us. Because whether we like it or not, they will make laws that will deprive people. But if we have become strong contenders in the market, those laws will favor us, because we'll be part of those who will be too strong and too big for those laws to affect. Take note, the rich always lobby the government with money to make laws that will keep favoring them. So I think it's wise for us to learn all that we can learn. We are in the age of knowledge. The Bible says, my people perish because they lack knowledge. And what is lack of knowledge? Knowledge is available. If we don't look for it, if we don't go for it, it will be still lack of knowledge, even though the knowledge is available. And that is what I think Doctor is doing for us free of charge. And we should not abuse it because it is free. I want to please encourage us to embrace it and run with it. And the Lord Almighty will bless us in Jesus' name.
Yeah. So subsequently, for the next 4 weeks, I want us to have a weekly discussion, but this time around it's going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be 30 minutes, not this 1 hour to 2 hours. It will be 30 minutes. I am flexible. and we can discuss the timing. Do you want it to be Friday night? Do you want it to be this time? Do you want it to be Saturday night? I bet probably that's the best time, or Sunday evening. Yeah, so that we can have a summary of what has taken place in the previous week. And yeah, so subsequent meeting will be about 30 to 45 minutes, where we'll be learning about the how. Yes, now I have told you about the what, I've told you about the why, I've told you about the when. The when is now. Yeah, you have to take advantage. But the how do I go about it? How do I navigate this? Then subsequently, we'll be talking about it. Which one are my top priorities? How do I identify it? Those are things you will be shown on how to go about it. If I have early information, definitely we'll use the Telegram group to share those things. So that I want a time that is convenient for people. There were a lot of people who told me they would love to join this meeting, where they have to be here, they have to be here, they have to be here. Yeah. So, but for this first meeting, we just have to choose a time. Yeah. So, but subsequently, we can negotiate it and we'll come up with a time. We have different time zone in the world. Definitely, it will not be the same for everybody, but there may be a fair time zone. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. You have been with me for about 1.5 hours. And I think I should allow you to go and do some other things which we have planned for today. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir. How to come out of Zoom. How to come out of YouTube. Okay, stop the live.